everybody, this is Dion Blanks back with another Wealth Wednesday. And I am going to be talking about an article that I posted earlier this week about GE, General Electric, freezing the pension plans for about 20,000 of its employees. So this one hit kind of close to home because whenever I graduated from college, General Electric was the first to offer me the largest package whenever I graduated, and I came on board with them way back in 1999, that era. So I very well could have been one of these employees who would have been affected by this pension plan, but I cut them off, let them go, and of course I do not work for General Electric, but about 20,000 people who do will not be expecting a pension check. So let me explain what this means. So a pension plan is different from a 401k plan because a pension plan, the company or the corporation actually is an institutional investor who invests their contributions as well as any contributions that you make into the stock market or into different investments in order for them to have money to pay out retirees every single month after retirement. So a pension plan is more so the company or the corporation taking on the risk and guaranteeing a fixed payment each month after the person retires. So there are many people who were depending on that monthly pension check from General Electric who were just told that that pension plan will be frozen, and pretty much if you're not in their pension plan already, you will not be in their pension plan. So this is very concerning for especially older GE employees who would have been depending on that pension monthly check that they definitely will not be receiving upon retirement. So let's talk about taking control of investment decisions in order for you to secure your own bag in retirement. Because guess what? You're the only one responsible for that. And I say this all the time. I know it can seem intimidating to learn about the markets and to learn about investing, but it's no more risky or intimidating than depending on a corporation to take care of you in retirement. Okay? So I want to explain the difference between the pension and the 401k. Just to put that out there. The pension is pretty much the corporation taking on the responsibility of investing that money in ensuring that the workers are paid monthly after retirement. That is pretty much putting the onus on them to invest. The alternative to that, which most corporations are now implementing or have started implementing decades ago, was 401k, where instead of they saying, okay, we're going to make sure you get a certain amount per month, now it's saying, okay, you put a certain amount into your 401k plan, you choose the investments from this limited, list of mutual funds that we're going to provide to you. And you are responsible whether you contribute or not, and whatever you have at retirement is whatever you have at retirement. So they've taken the responsibility off of themselves as a corporation, and they placed it on the employee to make those investment decisions. Well, a lot of people will be retiring with no money, or very little money, or money that won't even make it past the first couple of years of retirement. Or even worse, they will not be able to retire at all and will have to work, forever because of their lack of knowledge and the lack of planning that they did in order to make sure that they had enough money to retire. So let's talk about how you can take better control over your future without having to necessarily depend on your job to come through with a pension plan, because that's not going to happen, most likely. Okay, so one of the things is figure out what's going on with your 401k plan. Now, I'm a huge proponent of learning how to invest for yourself and opening up a brokerage account and choosing what you invest in. There are tons of different options for investing, but it is very important that you understand what you're doing before you go out there, open up a brokerage account, and try to pick individual stocks. Don't do that. What you want to do is get educated first. And I always recommend the Abacus Investment Education and an organization. And it helps black people to understand the stock market in order for us to know how to pick our own investments without having to rely on investment advisors or banks or anybody else. Even if you have an outside investment advisor, it's very important that you know what they're doing so that you can check them and see what's going on with your account. So the first thing is to get educated. Whether you are working for a company and they offer a 401k plan, figure out how much they offer to match you. Now, for example, they may say something like, you can call your HR department and ask them, but a lot of times they'll say, okay, we'll do dollar for dollar up to 5% of your salary. So that means if you put in 5% of your salary for this year, then they will match you, basically give you free money for that equates to 5% of your salary. So you get 10% of your salary for each year that you contribute up to their match amount. Now, they will allow you to contribute up to like $19,000 in deferrals, which may be more than 5% of your salary. I don't recommend that. Of course, speak to your investment advisor or financial advisor. I personally will only put in up to the match amount. Now, if you're going to give me free money, guess what? I'm going to take it. So I would do the dollar for dollar up to 5%, for example. But outside of that, you need to, think about taking control of the amount of money that you want to contribute to retirement over and above the amount that your company has chosen to match. So if they match 5%, I'm going to put in 5%. But if I have money to invest after that, I'm opening up, which I have already opened up and have been contributing to my Roth IRA. Now that opens up an entirely new set of investment options. The fees are cheaper many times. As a matter of fact, TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, a bunch of them kind of got together this week and erased all of the commission fees. So there's no fees for investing, the trading part of it. It used to be $6.95 for commission to place a trade on these different platforms. But now they erased that too. So it is easier and freer than it has ever been really to invest for yourself. So figure out how you are going to approach that situation. Yes, if they have free money at your job for your 401k plan match, take it. But also, in addition to that, do your own thing and figure out how you are going to invest extra funds as much as possible into your future. I heard a saying earlier this week that investing just means that your younger self is looking out for your older self. That's how you're loving on your older self and preparing to take care of you in retirement or as you age. So I hope that this has been helpful. Again, if you are ready to learn about stock market investing, trading, crypto, Bitcoin, all of that, just hit me up, schedule a pre-abacus information session, and I will make sure that I get back in contact with you. All right, thank you so much for joining me for another Wealth Wednesday, and I will chat with you all next week.